Hi. Here we have Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames. Okay, so I just finished reading this book. This is actually the second book in a duology. It's difficult to call it a duology because they're not necessarily like heavily connected to each other, but there is some connection, of course. Now, before we step, no, before we talk about the first book, let's talk about this one first because I just finished reading this book and I am actually speechless. So, this book is an action fantasy adventure type of book. So as you can see, the title says "Bloody Rose, Girl Just Want to Have Fun." So obviously, this is Bloody Rose, the protagonist. Now we have other characters here. This is Tam. This is Free Cloud, Bloody Rose's husband. He's not really human. This is Cura, their summoner, and this right here is what like he's the one of the main characters in the first book, who is Rose's father. Now, the whole story here is about a certain kind of creature, specifically similar to his to her husband, who got resurrected and is basically called the Winter Queen. The usual stuff where there's a villain and there's this plan of eradicating everybody else who's alive. Um, we've all seen those. We've all read about those. There's hacking and slashing and gore in this book. Not so much though. I'm not a gore fan, so whatever hacking and slashing and stabbing and ripping in this book there is, I'm fine by it. I'm absolutely fine by it. There's magic also. What sets this book apart though is how the author Nicholas Eames was able to write fantasy action adventure with humor. So there's a beautiful blend of um, action and excitement, and then humor in the conversation, in the fights, and the way Nicholas Eames inserts humors in the scenes are so unpredictable that they are effective. Like they're probably in the middle of a fight or in the middle of a conversation, and all of a sudden humor is inserted, and it's just catches me off guard as a reader, and that's a great thing because it's unpredictable, and that makes the even the most subtle uh, jokes funny without taking away to the seriousness of the situation, the direness of their situation. Now, another thing that is unique about Nicholas Eames is the way he writes his books. They don't necessarily focus on the main character. So here, the main character is Rose. But imagine reading a book about this character, Rose, and the impacts or the influences or the consequences of her actions from a third person observer or perspective, meaning you would be going through this book from the point of view of some of her colleagues or bandmates, as they're called here, because they're a band. Yeah. So it's knowing Rose, the main character. It's discovering Rose. It's learning about Rose and about everybody else. Not from Rose's point of view, not from the protagonist's point of view. And I know how that sounds, or maybe that's difficult to imagine, but Nicholas just does it so so smoothly um, with this book. And my favorite part, besides the sense of humor, I think the best part for me was the ending. Um, this book does a very good job of describing battles, and Nicholas Eames has a way of writing battles that they feel realistic. Like it's not just they clash and then all of a sudden you got a victor. No, like they clash, battle gets heavy, they get exhausted, and just when you think it's over, something happens and it just gets worse, and then not only on one side, not only from the enemy side, but then again you also get reinforcements. Like these things are unpredictably good, and you as a reader, you're immersed in this exhausting battle, exhausting in a good way because it feels real. And then when the ending happens, it gives you great relief and whatever emotions Nicholas Eames wants to, express to the readers. Now, going back to why I like it, the ending of this battle seems realistic to me because the battle ends in a mournful and solemn silence. And I think that's very realistic because imagine a lot of the people you know and you've lived with die. You're not gonna be cheering at the end of that. You're exhausted, you're tired, you've been through hell, and not only hell, but different levels of it. And in the end, you won, but of a great price. But then you won, and you know the importance of what you've saved. The world building on this one is also amazing. Um, the usual stuff. You got some maps here. Let's take a look at the book. So this is a good map right here. The whole battle and the whole journey revolves around this area, the northeastern area, where it's full of mountains and there's cold weather and harsh weather. Yeah. And this is where the final battle happened. So you can literally follow, as you read, you can go back here and take a good look on where it's happening. And you'll know about these things. You'll know about the nature of this city, as they call it, the city of Contas. And there's also a lot of plot twists on this one. Why it's called Contas, the secret it keeps. Yeah. So there, I am a fan of Nicholas Eames. This is my second book from him. Can't wait to read the third book, which is incoming, and I'll create another video for the first book. I'm definitely rating this somewhere like 4.7 out of 5. Very high book for me. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. And, well, I hope you enjoyed that one. Bye.